Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be starting off the month of April with a collective reading and energy update. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are live premiered videos, so there is a live chat feature available during the premiere of the readings, and they are really powerful, energetic spaces. So I highly recommend tuning in for a reading on one of those times and days if you do feel guided to do so. And of course, thank you to those of you who are here listening to this reading live. But regardless of when or where you are listening to this reading, time doesn't exist at the level of energy. So know that your frequency is actively co-creating all of the messages and pieces of information that are being channeled through this reading video. Now, I didn't receive any specific downloads prior to the reading, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it open-ended and see what begins to come through. If you would like to contribute your energy to the reading in a stronger way, I recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of virtual energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy, both here in this video and in future reading videos as well. Okay, so what can I channel for the beautiful souls listening? Well, right away, I am remembering that as I was preparing the decks, I actually got all of my tarot decks out on the desk that I record on, and then I got a really strong guidance to sage my living space. So I took a little break to sage between setting up and doing this reading. That might be a sign for some of you as well. If you've been feeling a little bit of heavy energy around you, you might find it beneficial to clear that energy intentionally using whatever tools you personally use. And of course, there are so many ways to clear energy. So as I always say, at the end of the day, it's really your intuition that is the compass for your life experience. So I always recommend listening to that intuitive voice within yourself above all else. So with that being said, I do recommend, if you've been feeling that heaviness, that you clear the energy around you through whatever tools or methods feel aligned for you. But that was kind of a bit of a side note, I should say, a setup for the side note, which is that I did notice as I was preparing these decks that at the bottom of the Energy Oracle cards deck was the Temple Path card. And this is my card of confirmation that you are on the right path. Now, of course, there's really no right or wrong from an energetic perspective. There are just an unlimited number of timelines that we can align with intentionally. But when I say the right path, I mean you are living in alignment with your core authentic self, the you beneath all of those layers of artificial programming from society, from people who may have raised you or trained you in certain directions from a young age, wherever that programming came from. I see that you've peeled back those layers and you are really aligned with that authentic space within yourself. And that is causing this convergence in your life where different aspects of your life are converging together and manifesting powerful things into existence that are going to feel so deeply fulfilling to you on such a core soul level. Because again, that's the kind of energy that you are aligned with. And part of the reason I feel these messages coming up is because with the Angel of Strength reversed, I am definitely picking up on someone who's been feeling, for some reason I'm hearing weakness, feeling some kind of weakness. Now, this could be emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically, however this has been for you. I feel I need to deliver the message that nothing is going wrong in whatever you are experiencing. That if you felt this weakness in some kind of sense recently, to just allow that to pass, to allow it to move through you, to not resist it, but also to not attach to it, because it is going to pass. And because this is not an indication that something has gone wrong. In a sense, it's actually an indication, I'm hearing, that you are going deeper within yourself. And a major message that's been coming through recently is your vibration can only go as high as you are willing to go deep within yourself, meaning you have to become familiar with your shadows. You have to unveil those deeper aspects of yourself and embrace them to essentially make your unconsciously repressed self conscious. That is what shadow work is at the core. I'm not sure why so many messages around shadow work are coming up. Maybe you've been guided to do shadow work with yourself, where you allow yourself to sit with your being in its entirety and to embrace those aspects of your unconscious self that you may have repressed, that may have been misunderstood or misjudged by others or by society. And you allow those pieces and parts of yourself to breathe and to be seen, to be brought into the light of your consciousness, so to speak. That is shadow work, or we could call it light work. They're basically the same thing, just looking at it from two different angles. But whether we're calling it shadow work or light work, you are taking the shadow and transmuting it into light, meaning making the shadows of your subconscious conscious, or brought into the light of your consciousness. And that radical self-love, self-embrace, self-acceptance is so powerful, because it literally floods your being with light, with meaning, of course, the light of your consciousness. Most people are afraid of certain aspects of themselves, so they keep them in the darkness, but that also limits their capacity to hold light. And you've been so fearless in embracing yourself in your beautiful, raw, whole, authentic entirety. And that process can look messy at times externally to other humans or to society. But I feel you've embraced even what others might consider the messiness of the journey, because you know that's part of living your authentic soul's path. And this is causing you to be such an inspiration to so many others as well. It's so strange with all of these messages coming through that I didn't really expect. I'm not sure who needed to hear all of this, but I really hope this reached you. I'm also seeing the number 555, so you might be seeing this number, but this can also indicate rapid, powerful change coming into your life. For some reason, I keep hearing not everyone who wants access to you right now deserves access to you. So you might have certain external individuals at the moment pulling on your energy, or projecting onto you in some way, or trying to attach to you in some way. Now, I don't like to focus on these negative aspects, but this did come up in a previous reading as well, where you might be receiving these kinds of projections energetically from others, and this can actually impact your energy if you are not actively protecting or clearing your own energy field in whatever way feels, again, aligned for you personally. People can do this very unintentionally as well. This projection of negative energy can be completely subconscious. You are just radiating a very powerful signal into the quantum realm that others can't help but see and perceive and respond to, which again can lead others to attach to you very heavily energetically, to try to get into your energy in a sense, to feed off of your energy, again, not necessarily in a malicious way, but simply because you are radiating this light, this beauty, this magnetism. And those who are not yet capable of tuning in consciously to their own source, to the source of their own empowerment and love and energy internally, tend to latch on externally to those who are radiating that kind of energy. So again, take care to really look out for yourself at this time. Energetic protection could be as simple as if something is feeling off about responding to a particular person, let's say who reached out to you, allowing yourself to follow those intuitive feelings and maybe pause or not necessarily respond if it doesn't feel aligned for you, if something feels off about it. This could be as simple as not sharing certain things with others that, again, just feel for some reason out of alignment for you. Maybe you get some kind of off feeling when someone asks you about a certain aspect of your life, almost like a little voice telling you maybe not to share all of that information with them. This can be a form of an energetic boundary, simply not allowing everyone who wants access to you to have that access, whether that's access to information about you, access to being able to perceive you, to see you, to connect with you, to communicate with you, whatever this is for you personally. Know the value of your energy. And I've said this before on my Instagram page, which, by the way, if you do want to follow me on Instagram, the Instagram username is magnetize yourself, with no added symbols, spaces, or additional letters. And do take care, because there are many scam accounts on Instagram that use slight variations of my official Instagram. The official one is linked in the description box under the video directly, and that is my only Instagram account. So on Instagram a while back, I shared the quote that connecting with you is a gift, not a given. And I feel that while if you are listening to this reading, you already know that on some level, I'm picking up on just a very powerful energy around you. You are a very powerful, knowledgeable spiritual being. So you know that already. But still allow yourself to just receive, to allow in that confirmation of how valuable it is to be given the gift of communicating with you, accessing you, connecting with you, even just perceiving you, because someone who's even given the gift of being able to perceive you is given an energetic benefit, an energetic upliftment impact just by either seeing you out and about if you are in public in some way, or even through social media or virtual mediums. If you are allowing others to perceive you in certain ways online, that is a gift. Again, not a given, not necessarily a right, but a privilege, as we tend to say. Now, with adjacent possibilities upright, this is my timeline shift card. So whenever I see this card, it indicates to me that a powerful timeline shift either has occurred recently for you or is currently occurring. Now, keep in mind, if we resist these timeline shifts and try to stay locked in to that previous timeline, we will find that that timeline and everything that comes with it begins to reject us. So I'm hearing allow the shift, allow the timeline shift to occur. Don't resist the process. So for example, if you notice certain things, people, ideas, connections are simply no longer resonating with you, they simply no longer feel right to you, and you can't explain why, allow yourself to follow out those intuitive feelings, even if you don't have conscious, logical backing for them. Equally, if you notice that certain people are simply kind of fading or drifting out of your life at this time, maybe certain opportunities just feel like they're kind of drifting away, certain aspects of your life, allow this to happen. I'm literally seeing a caterpillar going into a cocoon and then shedding that cocoon and allowing the butterfly to reveal itself. And that whole process happens so naturally and automatically. It's not something the caterpillar resists. And I'm getting that you are being guided to do the same, to not resist whatever is fading away or falling away at this time. Even if what is fading away is an aspect of yourself that you used to define yourself with in the past. Because what I'm getting is that some of what was attached to the previous timeline that you're shifting out of may have actually been a part of your identity. So you may have, for example, and this is just a very specific example. This may only resonate with a few people. You can use this more broadly to see how it connects for you. But in this example, let's say you really loved a specific hobby. You thought it was your life's purpose to do this thing. It lit you up. And then you went through a spiritual awakening, you metamorphosized energetically at this deep level, and you shed that skin, you shifted onto a new timeline with a higher vibration, and you opened up new spiritual gifts and abilities that opened up new interests, passions, hobbies, desires that felt like such a soul purpose for you. But maybe there was a part of you trying to latch on to that old hobby that you may have used to love, even though it was no longer feeling as aligned for you. It was no longer feeling resonant for you. Don't force anything at this time, especially aspects of your former self that connected with a different timeline that you've shifted out of. Allow even your own identity to be new. And along with that, don't be afraid to pursue new interests or new hobbies or new ideas that come up that are actually aligned with this higher timeline that you've shifted onto. I'm hearing as well that you may have certain individuals from your past who are still connecting with a version of you on a lower timeline. So you might have people asking you, oh, do you still do that hobby or that thing or that job that is no longer aligned with who you are now? And these could be somewhat uncomfortable interactions where it's like you are feeling the need to explain or to justify or to logically rationalize why you are no longer doing those things or being that person. Release the need to justify, release the need to defend yourself. Simply effortlessly allow yourself to align with this new identity of you that is emerging like that butterfly from the cocoon. Wow, that felt like a very powerful download for someone. And of course, all of these readings are entirely co-creative. So thank you for being here, being present with the reading, and quite literally co-creating it along with me. Okay, so the next card to come up here is the Patience card. So if you are waiting for something or you are working towards something that feels like it's taking a long time in terms of course, human constructs and judgments of timing, because time and timing don't really exist at this quantum level. It's all about energy alignment. But with that being said, since we are human and we have to use physical human words when we're translating energy in this way, I will refer to this as you waiting a long time for something, or feeling like something is taking a long time to come together. I feel if that's you, there may be some kind of message here for you. First of all, this card is upright, so that tells me it is aligning for you in a positive way. And I'm hearing that something has had to be aligned ahead of you that you haven't been able to consciously see from your physical human perspective. And I'm hearing that's why you felt like you've been stuck here, or why you felt like it's been taking a long time. Because here we have the indecision card in the reverse position. And almost what I'm getting from this card is someone just deciding to be where they are, deciding to not make some kind of choice or decision because nothing is really pulling them in a strong way, or nothing really feels exactly right. And know that sometimes your intuitive guidance simply is telling you to pause, to allow yourself to be where you are, even if your human ego self is judging where you are as being stuck. Because in what appears to be stuckness, there is this energetic pre-paving taking place out ahead of you that is preparing everything you've been desiring to converge into your life in this perfect, harmonic, effortless kind of way that is aligned with these higher vibrational states that we've been collectively shifting into, what we could refer to broadly as 5D, or the fifth dimension. Okay, so what else can I channel for this person who's been feeling stuck? Wow, we have a major confirmation of the abundance coming in with door to value upright. I'm hearing you're on to something. I don't know why that kind of blunt wording is coming through, but if you've had this spark of an idea recently, maybe it seems small, a shift in how you are living, how you are treating yourself, your life, your work, your relationships, just like an idea or a nudge or a spark recently, this actually could be so much more than what it appears to be on the surface. What I mean is this might appear potentially small or inconsequential. Again, it's like a small spark, a nudge, an idea. But I'm hearing as you allow yourself to flow with it and follow it out as you're being intuitively guided, this is actually going to lead to a huge manifestation of abundance. Now, of course, we all define abundance differently, so you can define this how it's connecting for you personally. I just see a huge amount of abundance coming into your life as you follow through this, again, deceivingly, apparently small idea or spark or inspiration. I'm hearing allow yourself to flow with it. Allow yourself to follow it out. This might have to do with your throat chakra. So this could be related to communication, how you communicate with others, communication you are receiving from others, an offer that you are receiving verbally from someone, romantically, career-wise, in your life generally. I'm also hearing with the all tied up card in the reverse position that something that has been feeling stuck or not moving for a while is beginning to break loose, and you might actually be feeling this energy picking up psychically or intuitively even before you see manifestations of that movement physically. Now, I will say there does seem to be an external person connected to you in all of this. Specifically, this could be a masculine energy. Of course, when I use these labels, masculine and feminine, these are labels to describe energies, and we all do have a balance internally of both the masculine and feminine energies, but we do tend to lean more towards one or the other. I will say I feel that this reading is mostly going to be resonating with those of you who connect as the divine feminine, and this person coming up that is shifting out of this stuck energy is a masculine energy. Again, for some of you, this could be reversed. Take it how it connects. But that's what I'm getting for most of you here listening. Now, I will say this person seems to have realized something, because the movement right now, while it's going to manifest more physically, a lot of this movement does seem to be psychic. It seems to be energetic, happening through the third eye, which is the seat of the intuition. So I want to know what stuck energy is breaking free for this masculine. I just keep noticing the eyes on the masculine who is presented in this card on the imagery. So there might be something about your eye contact connection that's very powerful. If not, this is simply a very powerful masculine energy who very much has their eye on you. They're very fixed on you as well. I see them like completely unwavering. This is someone who does not have eyes for any other feminine energy. And you're coming up for this person as the woman holding a heart. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You are quite literally holding this person's entire heart. I'm hearing them say, "You are my whole world." That might even be something that this person has said to you or would say to you if they were to really speak their truth to you. We also have the third eye chakra coming up here again. So their third eye is really opening, and I feel that's impacting a lot more for them than just how they are viewing you. Although of course, it is bringing through this clarity, realizing you are really holding their heart here, that they're completely fixed on you. But I'm getting this is actually deeper than that. This is an opening of this person's third eye that is causing them to see the entire world differently. This is a spiritual awakening happening within this person. Things are becoming very clear to them in their life generally. Specifically, I feel with the heart chakra reversed, what's coming up most strongly for them are ways in which they've been closing off their heart. This may be someone, because this is sitting on the sacral, this may be someone who actually utilized physical connection with other feminines in the past, or physical surface level attraction, to try and cover the fact that they had these walls up around their heart that were preventing them from going deeper with anyone emotionally, from developing true emotional and spiritual intimacy with anyone in the past. This has been a major breakthrough. If that is resonating for you, this has been a massive breakthrough for this masculine, because they are realizing that superficial, surface level physical connection romantically is absolutely no substitute for true intimacy. And this is someone really craving not only that kind of intimacy, but with the root chakra, they're also craving something long-term, something very stable and secure. I'm hearing someone they can really rely upon. So I know this person kind of popped in right at the end of this reading, but that must mean that their energy is very strongly around you at this time. With that being said, in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, I will be channeling more into what this masculine is thinking and feeling, both at the conscious 3D level, but also at the higher self level. So what their soul, their higher self is thinking and feeling as well. And through that exercise in the extended reading, it'll give us a look into how aligned this person's physical human self is with their soul. Because of course, in some cases, when we're living unconsciously, our 3D human self can think and feel very differently from our higher self, or our 5D self, so to speak. So we will look at the cross comparison there. I do feel though, this is someone going through an awakening. So there actually might be a very close correlation between how their soul, their higher self is feeling and what they are consciously thinking. But regardless, the link to those additional messages and pieces of information is in the pinned comment under the video. This is going to be channeled in our Patreon Soul Tribe. Thank you to all of you who are part of that soul family on Patreon. And if you haven't yet joined, again, you can do so by clicking the link in the pinned comment underneath the video. So I'm going to close this first reading here on YouTube with the Rumi card, Beyond the Threshold of Fear. And I'm just going to read a little bit from the guidebook here. I do intuitively feel right away part of the message from this card could be that the masculine coming up in this reading is moving beyond some of those fears that may have been those obstacles around their heart that held them back in the past. So the guidebook here says, enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back, like a bar behind the door. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, after so long, you are changing your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion for it rather than resisting it. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in darkness, you awaken and delight in the light and sound of your divine being. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this first YouTube reading here. If you do resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. If you do feel guided to do so, I will be leaving a link to the extended Patreon reading for this video, where we will be heading to next to continue on channeling this thread of energy that's been coming up here collectively. So again, the link to that is in the pinned comment under the video. If you would like a daily energy clearing and manifestation tool, I highly recommend my subliminals that are now available through my recently launched app that is named Sound and Soulful. I personally use this app every single day to help me ground myself, clear my energy, and magnetize my energetic field to manifest more into existence in my own life. And I'm so excited to be sharing my whole library of subliminals with all of you personally as well. So you can find the app by searching Sound and Soulful in either app store. You can also find a direct link to it at the very bottom of the description box under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have a wonderful remainder of your day and happy start to April. I am so excited to hear from you in the comments how this month is starting off for you energetically. Do you have any specific intentions or desires that you are manifesting this month? That type of thing. I would love to hear from you in the comments section. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's collective reading.